This morning, I'm going to talk a little bit about Jesus and his dealings with the Samaritans, and how it's going to become relevant to our lives is we're going to see how Jesus dealt with people that didn't want to accept him. Now, about 1,000 before Christ, there was a split between the northern and the southern kingdoms of Israel. And just after that, there was just a lot of animosity, hatred between these two kingdoms. So we found the southern part, which we call the Jews today, that is Judah and Benjamin, and the northern parts being against each other. The northern parts also intermingled with other races, and they also decided to pray at a different place, at a certain mountain, and not worship at the temple. They also rejected parts of the Bible. They only believed in the first 5 books of the Bible and rejected all the Psalms and all the prophets and all those kind of things. I mean, that's enough reason to reject them and say that God's never going to save them, right? Well, with that in mind, Jesus came and then he passed through Samaria, and then he was at Jacob's well, and he spoke to a Samaritan lady there, and he really blessed her. He showed humility and kindness and love towards her, and he spoke to her, and they were interacting, and the disciples were completely amazed at what took place there. Her life changed. She went into the city, spoke about what Jesus did for her, and more people's lives changed. Now, fast forward a bit, and we get then into Luke 9, and Jesus now is on his way from Nazareth, I would say, or the northern parts. He's on his way from there down south, on his way to Jerusalem, about to see all the things that had to happen to him there take place. And as he put his eyes to Jerusalem, and his mindset was, I'm going to Jerusalem. I'm not going to go to different cities now and preach. I'm going to Jerusalem. He wanted to journey through Samaria. Now, if you see the map, you will see the shortest route is directly from Galilee through Samaria to Jerusalem. Should you not travel through Samaria, you've got to really go almost double the way over on the eastern side of the Jordan River, crossing the Jordan again, getting then into Jerusalem. So Jesus was on his way through Samaria. I mean, he was good to the Samaritans. He loved them. He healed some sick around there. He preached in that area. The woman that was at the well there, he ministered to her. And as he was on his way to Samaria, he sent messengers in front of him saying, listen, I'm on my way to Jerusalem. I would like to just stay here. I want to rent a place. They just said to Jesus, you're a Jew and we Samaritans. Who do you think you are to want to stay here? Our place is not holy enough to pray, so you are saying that you want to go to Jerusalem to pray? You can't pray at our mountain? So you're a racist. That's basically what, this is normal language. You must be a racist because you're not honoring us. You're not honoring how God worked with us. You're on your way to Jerusalem. So you're part of this whole racism thing. We're not allowing you to stay here. Just turn around and go the other way. We're not allowing you to stay here. Now, with that in mind, you need to understand people that are not accepting all your scriptures, people that has built certain idols in Dan and Bethel, where they now worship, as well as on another mountain, not accepting the temple as the true temple. Also then rejecting the Messiah, Jesus. I mean, that gives you enough reason to have these people killed, to destroy them. And with that in mind, all that in mind, we now pick it up here in Luke 9. And the disciples asked Jesus, and they said, I'm going to read from verse 51. And it came to pass when the time was come, when he was supposed to be taken up, he steadfastly set his eyes to go to Jerusalem and sent messengers before his face. And they went and entered into a village of the Samaritans to make ready for him. And they did not receive him because his face was as though he would go to Jerusalem. So if you want to go to Jerusalem, you're not coming through our place. If you wanted to travel to some other town, it's okay. But going to pray there, going to the temple, No, no, no. We have our own temple here, which they built on a certain mountain. And this is a temple of God. If you don't accept that, you have now rejected us, and you're a racist. We're not accepting you. That's what's going on here. And when his disciples James and John saw this, they said, Lord, will you that we command fire to come down from heaven and consume them, even as Elijah did? But he turned and rebuked them and said, You know not what manner of spirit you are of. The Son of Man has not come to destroy man's lives, but to save them. And they went to another village. Isn't that awesome? Jesus comes and says, You don't know what manner of spirit you are of. We have not come to destroy man's lives, but to save them. And look at the context. Somebody that rejects the Bible, somebody that is not a pure Jew, that has broken the law, that hates you, that doesn't want to be seen with you, that doesn't want to allow you in their little town, that rejects you, that will bring great discomfort for you, that will make life difficult for you. The disciples say, well, they are as good as dead anyway. Why don't we just call fire from heaven and destroy them? Jesus says, listen, man, you don't know what spirit you're of. You know, so many times we think of ourselves and we think of what we've done wrong and how we now qualify for the wrath of God and how God would be against us because we've done this wrong thing, or how God would be against other people because they have done wrong things. But we find the attitude that Jesus has is that of one that wants to see the well-being of people. We can liken him again unto a good doctor. What good doctor, if he's in a hospital and the patient doesn't accept him and says, I don't want you? You know, let's say there's somebody that is mentally disturbed and he says, I don't want this doctor. He's not a good doctor. Give me someone else. I don't want him. I've got my own way on how to do things and how to become well. Do you think that doctor is going to then tell the nurse, you know what? Give him an overdose of morphine and sort him out because he didn't accept me? No, the doctor's job is still the well-being of the patient, and he's going to be good to him. So I want to say to you that when we look at our own lives and we have seen wrong things in our life, God is not now all of a sudden going to call fire down from heaven to destroy you. That's not what he's going to do. He's still there to preserve your life and save your life. And he's still there for your well-being. That is who and what God is. The sickness, the disease, the hatred you have in your heart is what's already killing you. You already have something that kills you. God is not going to give a helping hand to sickness to put you out of your misery. No, he's there to heal you, to be there for you. And that is true for all people groups. That is true for any person that is of any political party. That is true for any person that is of any race. So I want to encourage you today with this message. Know that Jesus is of the Spirit, which is to preserve your life. He is for you. He's not going to see destruction come your way, and he's not going to see that destruction comes your way from his hand. He is the healer, and he is for you. That's why it doesn't matter what you do, you can always call out to Jesus as the one that can and will heal you, that will always accept you, because he knows why he came to this earth. Glory to God. God bless.